Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to y'all tonight about something most men don't talk about. Something we try to hide behind our smiles, our silence, and our pride, but deep down, it's real. I'm talking about what a man feels when you decide to leave. You know what's funny about men? We real good at acting like we got everything under control. We'll walk around with our chest poked out, our voice deep, our face straight, like nothing phases us. Like we built for heartbreak. But let me tell you something real. When a good woman decides to walk away, that man ain't as strong as he looked. That man is shaken. And not just a little bit. I mean, rocked to his core. Because, see, most men, we don't realize what we had until it's gone. Now, I know that sounds like a cliche, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. A woman can be in a man's life every day, loving him, cooking, cleaning, covering him in prayer, holding him down when the world try to break him, and he'll still walk around like she just supposed to be there, like it's automatic, like she ain't got choices. And it ain't because he don't care. It's because he ain't thinking with his heart. He's living in routine. He's gotten comfortable. He's gotten used to her love like it's part of the furniture. But let that woman decide she done. Let her finally say, I can't do this no more, and actually mean it. Man, that's when his whole world starts to fall apart. That's when he start remembering, not the big arguments, not the loud moments, but the quiet ones. The way she used to wait up for him at night. The way she knew when something was bothering him, even when he said, I'm fine. The way she stood beside him when he was broke, confused, lost in life. He starts remembering all the little things he didn't say thank you for, all the smiles he didn't notice, all the tears he brushed off. And now he's sitting in that same house, that same room, but it's empty. And not just because she took her clothes. It's empty because her energy ain't there no more. Her scent, her laugh, her light is gone. And that's when the realization hits him like a train. That's when he gets that tight feeling in his chest that he can't explain to his homeboys. That's when he lays in bed staring at the ceiling, saying to himself, man, I messed up. It don't matter how tough he act in front of people. That man could be the loudest one in the room, the smoothest talker in the crowd, but at night, when he alone, that silence loud as hell because he feels it now. He feels the absence. He feels her voice not checking in. He feels the meals not being made. He feels the love that used to be there now sitting like an echo in his life. And he starts to panic. He starts to reflect. He starts calling folks saying, man, I didn't know it was this serious. Yeah, now you know. Now you realize that woman you thought was always going to be there had a breaking point. That woman you assumed would keep giving and giving finally said, that's enough. And when she left, she took more than just herself. She took peace. She took warmth. She took that piece of home he didn't even know she was holding together. You see, most men, we don't get that lesson until we've already failed the test. We learn how to appreciate her after the damage is done. After she stopped texting back, after she's packed up and gone, after she's healing somewhere else, probably in silence, while he's sitting there wondering, is she thinking about me? And the crazy part? Yes, she was thinking about you. Before she left, she thought about you every day. She waited for you to notice. She hoped you'd change. She prayed you'd show her something. But you didn't. And now, that same woman you barely looked at when she was standing right in front of you is now all you can see in your dreams. That's when you know you had a real one and you didn't even know it. Let me tell you something about a man's pride. That thing is powerful. It's like armor. It's how we protect ourselves. It's how we survive when the world expects us to be strong all the time. We're raised to believe that crying is weakness, that talking about feelings is soft, that vulnerability makes us look like we don't have control. So what do? We walk around like we good. We laugh with the fellas, we go to work, we play it off like she laughed, man. It is what it is, but it ain't what it is, because while his pride got him silent on the outside, the pain inside of him is doing a whole lot of yelling. See, a man can be sitting in a room full of people and still feel completely alone after she gone. But will he say that? Nah. He'll put on that face, that strong, I'm cool look, like nothing phases him. But inside, that boy's soul is aching. He misses her, he needs her, but pride won't let him pick up the phone and say it. He'll look at the phone for hours, type out the message 10 times, delete it 12. Not because he don't want to talk to her, but because his ego's whispering, don't let her see you weak. His pride is telling him she left, so forget her. But that pain saying, man, you love her and you miss her. It's a war inside. That's what nobody sees. Everybody sees the Instagram posts, the fresh haircut, the stories with the boys out at the club, but nobody sees the late night breakdowns. Nobody hears that man crying into his pillow when nobody's around. Nobody sees him scrolling through old photos, watching her stories, hoping she posts something that means she's thinking about him. And when she does, that pride kicks in again. See, she moved on. You got to act like you moved on too. But acting don't heal you. Acting just hides the pain longer, and that pain gets heavier the longer it sits. Pride won't let a man admit he was wrong. Pride won't let him say, I should have listened. Pride won't let him walk up to her and say, I was scared. I was immature. I didn't know how to love you right, but I wanted to. I just didn't know how. See, pride is loud, but pain don't need volume to be heard. Pain comes in quiet moments. That quiet ride home from work, that empty chair at the dinner table, that empty space in the bed where she used to sleep. And when the lights go off and nobody's around to impress, that's when that pain starts screaming. He don't want to admit it to his boys, but everything reminds him of her. That song on the radio, that was her favorite. That meal he ordered, she used to make that. That show he watches, they used to laugh at it together. But instead of reaching out, instead of humbling himself, he bottles it all up. He becomes a prisoner of his own silence, walking around like he's good, but carrying the weight of, I should have loved her better every single day. That's the thing about pride. It tricks you into thinking silence is strength. It tells you that reaching out makes you weak. But real strength, that's owning your feelings. That's saying, yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I messed up. Yes, I want her back, but I also want to become a better man, whether I get her back or not. But most men never get there. Most men let the pride win. They let it build a wall so high, not even their own love can climb over it. And by the time they finally realize it, she's gone, moved on, healing, growing, living a life where his silence no longer lives. And even then, he won't say a word. He'll just carry that pain in his chest like a scar nobody can see. Because his pride might have saved his image, but it cost him the love of his life. And he got to live with that voice inside him forever loud, forever aching, forever saying what he couldn't. You know, it's easy to act unbothered when you're surrounded by noise. When you got distractions, when your phone buzzing, when your friends got you out in the streets telling you to shake it off. But let me tell you when regret really hits a man. It ain't in the middle of the chaos. It's in the stillness. In those quiet moments when the phone don't ring, when the house is too still, when the TV's off, and it's just him in that silence. And that's when the truth walks in. That's when regret shows up, sits down beside him and says, now let's talk about everything you could have done different. See, a man don't always understand what he had while he got it, especially when that woman is doing everything out of love and consistency. She becomes part of the rhythm. She's there when he gets home. She listens even when he got nothing to say. She gives, and somewhere in the back of his mind, he thinks it's always going to be that way. But then one day, she gone. And that silence don't play fair. That silence don't lie to you. That silence don't let you hide from your mistakes. It brings them up raw and real. He starts noticing the little things, like how quiet the house is without her humming in the kitchen, how empty the bed feels without her leg draped over his. He notices how dry his mornings feel without her smile or that simple, "Have a good day, baby." And in that stillness, in that deep quiet, he starts to remember every moment he brushed her off, every time he told her not now or acted like she was overreacting when she just wanted to feel seen. That regret, it creeps in slow at first. Then it grabs your heart and don't let go. And here's the thing, he can't talk to nobody about it. His boys don't want to hear all that. They might say, "Man, she'll be back," or "It is what it is," but he knows. Deep down, he knows he had a good woman. And now, sitting in that quiet space, he don't just miss her. He regrets everything he didn't do. He regrets the compliments he never gave, the apologies he never said, the time he let her cry herself to sleep while he rolled over and went to bed like nothing was wrong. That kind of regret, it don't scream. It whispers. It whispers when he's brushing his teeth and sees that empty counter. It whispers when he's making dinner alone and realizes he never once thanked her for all the meals she made without complaining. It whispers when he picks up his phone to text her and then stops, knowing she probably ain't checking for him no more. And that whisper, it's louder than any argument they ever had. It's louder than the pride that kept him from fixing things when he still had the chance. Regret changes a man. It humbles him. It breaks him down in a way no other pain can. Because it's not about what she did to him. It's about what he didn't do for her. And once that realization sets in, that stillness becomes a mirror. And what he sees staring back at him, that's the man he should have been when she was still there. That's why the stillness hurts. That's why regret hits the hardest when everything else is quiet, because that's when the truth echoes the loudest. And the truth is, he had love, he had loyalty, he had a woman who would have gone to the ends of the earth for him. And now all he's got is silence, that stillness that reminds him she's not coming back, that maybe she's finally choosing herself, that maybe somebody else is holding her now, loving her better, doing all the things he should have done, and he's left there. Nothing around him but time and regret, wishing for a moment he'll probably never get again. Let me tell you something that happens when a good woman walks out that door. After the pride settles, after the shock wears off, after the pretending is over, a man sits with his thoughts, and those thoughts, they start playing like a movie over and over again. Every eye roll, every time she said, "You don't hear me?" And he shrugged it off like she was just being dramatic. He starts replaying every single moment where he could have shown love, shown grace, shown something, and didn't. It don't hit all at once. No, it creeps in slow. Maybe he's driving alone and all of a sudden he remembers that night they fought over something small. Could have been dishes, could have been her asking him to spend more time. And instead of hearing her, he got defensive, said something slick, walked out the room like he was the one being attacked. In that moment, he felt justified. But now he remembers the look in her eye, how defeated she looked, how tired. And he realizes she wasn't nagging, she was trying. She was begging him to see her before she had to walk away. He starts thinking about all the time she wanted his attention, and he gave her the bare minimum. She'd come in with a new hairstyle, a new dress, trying to impress him, trying to feel noticed, and he didn't say a word. Not even a, "You look nice, baby." He was too caught up in work, in stress, in whatever excuse made him forget that the woman in front of him still needed to feel chosen. Every time she reached for his hand and he pulled away, every time she asked for a little more and he gave her a little less, he replays it and it stings more every time. See, a man remembers the fights different once she's gone. Back then, he wanted to win. Now, he wishes he listened more. He wishes he didn't raise his voice. Wishes he had taken a breath, stayed in the room, said, baby, I'm sorry. But now that room's empty, that chance is gone. And all he's got left is memories of moments that he thought didn't matter. Until now, he remembers the birthdays he forgot to plan for, the date nights he canceled, the way she always tried to make the little moments feel big while he made the big moments feel like nothing. He remembers how she used to say, I just want to feel appreciated. And instead of hearing the heart in that sentence, he heard it as a complaint, brushed it off like she was just being emotional. Now he gets it. Now he's sitting there saying, man, she was telling me what she needed and I missed it. He remembers the quiet times too, like when she sat next to him on the couch, hoping for a conversation, some affection, and he just scrolled through his phone like she wasn't even there. He remembers how she used to lay her head on his chest and he thought nothing of it. That small act of closeness, that was her feeling safe. That was her trusting him. And he didn't even pull her close. Now he misses that weight, misses that peace she brought to his life that he never gave back. And the worst part, he starts thinking about how easy it would have been to just say, thank you. Thank you for cooking. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for loving me when I was hard to love. But he didn't, because he thought she'd always be there. Now that she's gone, he sees those missed moments as what they really were, opportunities to love her better. And now that movie keeps playing in his head, not just the bad times, but the good ones too. The way she laughed, the way she looked at him when she was proud, the way she waited hoping he'd grow, hoping he'd see her before she got tired. And now all he can do is replay what could have been changed, what could have been saved, what should have been said. And that kind of regret, that don't fade easy. Because those missed moments of appreciation, they were the quiet cracks that led to a broken heart. And by the time he noticed, it was already too late. Now, ain't it something how a man can ignore a woman's feelings, overlook her tears, dismiss her pain, and then when she finally walks away, he secretly hopes she'll still check on him? That's the truth a lot of men won't say out loud, but I'll say it because it's real. After she's gone, even after he's pushed her to her limit, after all the time she reached out and he shut down, now he's the one waiting on a text. Now he's the one wondering if she still cares, even though he didn't show that care when it counted. See, a woman's love is something special. When she's in it, she's in it. She checks on you when you're quiet. She knows when your silence means something deeper. She'll ask, you good? 3 different ways just to make sure. She'll rub your back when you're too prideful to talk. She'll pray for you when you're too broken to pray for yourself. But you know what happens? A lot of men get used to that. They treat it like background music, always playing, always there, easy to tune out until the music stops. And when it stops, that silence hurts. Now he's out here scrolling through his phone, hoping maybe she'll hit him with a just checking on you. He's checking her story to see if maybe, just maybe, she posted a quote that sounds like she missed him. He tells himself he's over it, but is lying. Truth is, he still wants her to care. Even if he didn't show up for her emotions, her moments, her needs, he still hopes she got enough love left to check on him. And I ain't saying it's right, it's selfish, really. But it's also human. See, men, we don't always know how to ask for help. We don't know how to say, I'm hurting, because we've been trained to be strong all the time. So instead, we sit back and hope she'll reach out like she used to. that she'll be the one to break the silence. Because deep down, we know when she checked on us, it felt like love. It felt like somebody saw through the mask we wear. And without that, we feel invisible. But the thing we forget is she needed that too. She needed someone to check on her. She needed to be asked, how's your heart? She needed somebody to hold her when she didn't have the strength to hold herself. But did he? No, he was too caught up in his own battles, too distracted, too used to her always being the strong one, and now he's left wondering if she's thinking about him at all, when she used to spend every day thinking about him, and he didn't even notice. That's the irony of it. He ignored her when she loved him out loud, and now he's craving her attention in silence. He didn't ask about a day, but now he wants to know what she's doing, who she's doing it with, if she's smiling the way she used to smile at him. And maybe, just maybe, he's hoping she's sitting somewhere missing him too. That she'll get that moment of weakness and send a, hey, just checking on you like old time. But more often than not, she don't. Because by the time a woman stops checking, that means she had to teach herself to stop caring. That means she gave him chance after chance to show up, and he didn't. So now she's choosing peace. And even though he's hoping she'll reach out, that hope starts to hurt. Because every day that goes by without a message, without a call, without a sign, he realizes what she gave and how little he gave back. And that man sits in that space between regret and hope, wishing for something that used to come so naturally, wishing that the woman who carried his heart would still care enough to carry his pain. Even though when the roles were reversed, he did it. Now listen, this one here, this one is heavy. A man won't say it, he ain't gonna admit it to his boys, he won't post about it, and he sure ain't gonna call her up to ask. But deep down, buried under all that pride and silence, he's wondering, does she still love me? That thought haunts him, man. It don't come out loud, it sneaks in. Late at night, early in the morning, in the middle of the day when he's laughing at something. Then suddenly his mind drifts to her, and that question shows up again like a ghost. Is there still a piece of her heart that remembers me? See, when a woman loves a man, she loves hard. She pours into him, builds with him, believes in him, even when he don't believe in himself. So when that kind of love is gone, when it leaves the building, a man feels it. Even if he don't talk about it, he feels that shift. She used to check in. Now her silence is louder than any "I miss you" he could hope to hear. And he starts thinking, is she out there forgetting me? Is she learning how to love someone else? He won't say it out loud, but it's eating him up inside. You see, he remembers things now, things he didn't pay attention to before. The way she'd light up when he walked in the room. The way she used to smile for no reason when she looked at him. That look in her eyes like he was home. And now he wondering, is that look gone forever? Is she giving that look to somebody else? Is she holding somebody else at night laughing with someone new the way she used to laugh with him? We don't know. And not knowing, that's what drives him crazy. It ain't that he doesn't still love her. He does more than he ever said. But the thing is, he waited too long to say it. And now he ain't sure if his words would even matter. He's wondering if her heart's healed already, if she's moved on. He tries to convince himself she has. Tells his boys, man, she out there living. I ain't even think about her. But that's a lie. Because when he scrolls through social media and sees a post that might be about him or not, his heart skips a beat. When he hears her name in conversation, his stomach tightens. And when he closes his eyes at night, he's wondering if somewhere she's doing the same. The pain ain't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, real quiet. Like when he sits in his car after a long day and thinks, would she be proud of the man I'm becoming? Or when he puts on that cologne she used to like, hoping maybe she'll smell it if she's nearby. or when he drives past the places they used to go just to see if there's any trace of her energy left behind. It's all little things, but they're big to him because they all point back to that question he's too scared to ask. Does she still love me? He's not wondering because he thinks he deserves it. He's wondering because he knows he lost something rare. And that kind of love don't just vanish. He's hoping deep down that maybe, just maybe, she's still holding on to a piece of it too. Even if it's small, even if it's hidden, he wants to believe he still lives somewhere in her heart the way she lives in his. But he don't know. And the not knowing, that's what breaks him more than anything. He tried to distract himself, dates here and there, keeps busy, smiles when he don't feel like smiling, but none of it hits the same because no matter who he talks to or what he does,